There is bad blood between these two sides because of Everton's long drawn-out pursuit of Marco Silva, which ultimately ended in Watford sacking him in January and Everton appointing him in the summer. Was that pursuit worthwhile, do you think, Jamie?
I think so. I'm a fan of Marco Silva. I watched him a lot when he came in at Hull. Really liked him. People can look at it two ways. Hull went down, but I think Hull were almost down when he come in. He brought Markovic, Niassi, players from Everton and Liverpool who no one wanted. No one thought he could kick a ball straight. He brought them and got them to the last game of the season. Watford had a great start, then the Everton stuff come in. And I think what he's done with Everton, there's a perception of Everton, I think outside of the club, that Everton supporters just want a big number 9, knock it long, get a few set pieces in the box. The big fella has a couple in, he'll bash a few up. I think they want a little bit more than that, a little bit more football than that. And I think if we look at this graphic now, Marco Silva, the changes he's made, I think straight away you look at the top, there has been a lack of goals. And that is a big problem for them, the striker. Gary's talking about getting in the top 6. They won't get there unless they rectify the problem they have at centre-forward. Shots is the big one. I mean, where they were last season, 19, that was the stick to beat Sam Allardyce with, week in, week out, when he was obviously defending himself. And you see where they are now, where they should be. Goals conceded again underneath that, where they should be, not 14th. Shots faced. The big one for me is possession won in the final third. They're the best in the league. That's what you're talking about, an energy in the team, a youthfulness. Last season, middle of the road. The average starting age has obviously come down with the signings. And I'm a big fan of him. And we mentioned before who's the one team they could maybe take. He has to be Everton's Pochettino. That's what he has to be. To get into that top 6 is very difficult. If you don't get a centre-forward, it won't happen. But a few years ago, when David Moyes was at Everton, it was them and Spurs trying to break into that top 4. Look where Spurs have gone. New stadium coming. Everton have got that stadium coming in a few years. And fingers crossed for Everton, he can be that man.
I think when you're at an Everton or a Tottenham, you're never signing the players that are already the best in the world. You're almost signing players that are just below that level, maybe failed at a big club. So like, you could argue Andre Gomes didn't quite work out from at Barcelona, or Mina at Barcelona. You're almost taking that chance on them and hoping then that they can get back to that level because someone's believed in them one day, like they've done with Lukaku in some ways. I think Tottenham have done that brilliantly, recruited brilliantly over the last few years, and it is about recruitment. I think Tottenham, if they were to lose 2 or 3 players and Everton were to still do what they're doing now, you could see that transfer of positions between them. But I think they're the only one I can see, really, that are in their sights in the long term. Not now, because Tottenham are a great side at the moment.